Doozy flipped the keyboard. What was this about a good stallion YY novel? Huh? The plot is a trash. There is no god. Arg. Doozy was highly agitated and cussed out the author. Find the address. The address of the author. This pupil wants to organize a group to confront the author. Right at that moment, Doozy really wanted to become an upgraded version of Sadako and crawl through the network cable to die along with him. The author is bullying the poor protagonist. Kill, 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 kill. Doozy could barely contain his anger as he opened the homepage's comment section. Sure enough, the comments were chaotic. Almost all of the readers of Mixed Blood were unhappy at the plot's abrupt about turn. Countless people were asking if the author has recently been stimulated. In the comment area, many readers were kneeling or trying to act cute to ask the author to stop the abuse. The plot of Mixed Blood was now too dark. It cannot afford to get even worse. But no matter how much the readers tried to appeal to the author or threaten him, he remained completely unmoved by their pleas. The plot was still a mess. Doozy stopped scrolling the mouse. He looked at the comment that had started the whole thing for him. It was a pain in the balls and was once again at the top. Doozy read the comments. User Carp. LZ, this was your wish. User Hoons Thizmazaror, Bah. Who is this guy who has the ability to influence Kia? A group of fans were fighting about it. Some people thought that this is all because of Doozy's comments. The author took note of his criticism and incorporated his feedback into the story. Others insisted that the current plot was always Kiwa's original plan and he was not affected by Doozy's post. The two sides agreed that each person is entitled to his own opinion. The only thing they all agreed on is that Doozy is your mother. Why look at this? Doozy's finger on the mouse trembled and he went back again to the story's homepage. At this time he found that the news section had been updated. Yeezy Kia said, the author is not stimulated, but got some inspiration. The plot of Mixed Blood is now very satisfying. I hope you like it, haha. Doozy stared at the 4 characters saying some inspiration and was moved to tears. After seeing the author's post, he felt like his knee was struck by an arrow. A hornet's nest was broken. The author got some inspiration, so he responded decisively. Mr. Inspiration, holding on to his injured knee, silently started to write another comment. To prevent the destruction of the world, for the sake of world peace, he had to do something. Doozy had seen that the readers who acted cute or pleaded with the author to have mercy on the protagonist were unsuccessful. Based on his behavior, Doozy thinks that even if Doozy apologized, the author would just say oh. Then, no, that wouldn't work. The author would just continue to what he was doing, and the protagonist would continue to die. Doozy ground his teeth and typed. Since the author wants inspiration, then this unhealthy, broken person will spray it one more time. No matter what, the protagonist can't be more tragic than now. User Doozy comment. Mixed Blood. Rating 1. The review section 35. The main character is being chased like an X. Way too weak. So don't abuse him, please. QAQ. The protagonist is rubbish, so he should simply die. He is not powerful. He's worse than before the holy saint. Kneel before the cute master. Doozy worriedly clicked on the submit button, then waited for the author to respond. That day, Yeezy Kia didn't appear again. The reader was extremely fearful and apprehensive because the comment he posted was once again on the top of the comment section, where the author was sure to see it. Haha. The next day, Yeezy Kia finally uploaded 3 new chapters of Mixed Blood. Doozy read the update section and opened it. The protagonist battled with the Night Squad. If he had not taken that piece of metal from the tower, he would have died and it would have been the end for Mixed Blood. The author could fart it out and write a new one. The protagonist had no other choice but to run away to the most dangerous place in the mainland, the legendary Forbidden Area of Death, the Lost Land. When this happened, all of the people stopped chasing him. In their view, the protagonist who entered the Lost Land was as good as dead, since no creature can escape from that place. Of course, the author does not intend to end Mixed Blood for the injured protagonist. The Lost Land was the best place for him to adventure plus level up. That was where he can recover from his injuries and discover more about that piece of metal. The protagonist started to cultivate the blood of the undead. Then he blackened into a complete mess. Doozy. This sentence can describe the reader. He expected the beginning, but did not guess the end. The mixed blood main character started to become twisted, cruel, and bloody. His three views were greatly distorted. He no longer limited his actions. The blackening was complete, and the protagonist became anti-life, antisocial, anti-mainland. He desired to stand at the top of the world then destroy everything. This was the ultimate boss villain's ambition. However one looked at it, the story can't possibly come to a good end now. Doozy silently contemplated the protagonist's cruel, bloody, and abnormal performance. Now he just felt tired, the love was just gone. 3. For a YY novel, the protagonist's ultimate goal should be to rule the world. The entire world should be divided into mentor, harem, brother, and cannon fodder characters. The mentor teaches him skills. The harem has all of the most beautiful women in the world that can't escape the hero's grasp. The younger brothers are used to reflect the protagonist's glory, and cannon fodder is there for the face-slapping. Long live the protagonist. For the protagonist of Mixed Blood, his ultimate goal was to destroy the world. The entire world was divided into useful and useless. Regarding useful people, in the words of the protagonist, being used is their only reason for existence. As for useless people, the protagonist said, useless? Then go to hell. Ah, damn, Doozy's tears fell. Who is this? Who has become the ultimate villain and end boss? Who can tell him why the main character has blackened and twisted, never to return to his former cute and cheerful self? Now the protagonist's allies will be those who were deceived by him, or believe in his anti-life, antisocial, anti-mainland views, or are forced to work to the death by him, or they want to die together with him. Even if he were to capture the younger sisters and create a harem, most of them will have to be taken by force, although they will later fall in love with him. This type of love-hate relationship is doomed. They will only commit suicide together in the end. The story of Mixed Blood has now derailed so much that the reader was very grieved. The author was bullying the protagonist so cruelly that some fans have dropped the novel because they were unable to endure the latest developments. Doozy has been following Mixed Blood silently, even though lately every chapter has made him want to puke blood into the author's face. The thought that he might, perhaps possibly, have caused all of this made Doozy feel as though all the blood would just bounce back into his face, forming a sticky mess. He has been behaving badly and wasting his life. Doozy flipped the keyboard. Din dong. The doorbell rang. Doozy closed the homepage browser window, exhausted. The protagonist had taken over the demon race's forces and was currently directing his armies to attack the Sky City. Naturally, the city's inhabitants defended themselves and launched their strongest weapon. The protagonist was hit, fell into the sea, and no one knew whether he was dead or alive. Seeing everyone happy that the protagonist probably died, Doozy had to suppress the pain of his emotional wounds. His mother knocked on his bedroom door. "Azzy, your package." Doozy instantly jumped up and took the parcel. Mixed Blood has already published a physical book. Doozy had ordered a copy mere seconds after the pre-order button was available. After waiting 2 months, he finally had the book in hand. Doozy carefully opened the package. Just seeing the title Mixed Blood on the cover almost moved him to tears. Though the novel's contents hurt him, and the protagonist's character has been destroyed, Doozy still loves this book to the point of death. He gently touched the cover of the book, which depicted two people, probably the protagonist of Mixed Blood and his biggest enemy, although the cover that he had seen in the pre-order page was different. Doozy still can't wait to open it. Don't. Oh, that's not what your lower mouth is saying right here. Or is my demon form not enough for you? Did you like it when I used my beastkin form to make you lose control of yourself yesterday? He must have opened it in the wrong way. He must have opened it in the wrong way. He opened it in the wrong way. It's not the way to open it. It's not the right way. The way isn't right. Wrong way. Not right. The moment Duzi opened the book, it was like his eyes were blinded by a strong flash of light, emitted by the hardcore content. Damn it. Who sent him this evil book? Duzi sent off an angry email to the seller. The seller kept apologizing because they had made a mistake by sending him the mixed blood doujinshi instead of the actual mixed blood book. In order to quell Duzi's anger, the seller promised to immediately send the real mixed blood book. Duzi won't have to return the doujinshi. Who wants this kind of book that destroys the reader's 3 views? Duzi looked at the contents of the book, then instantly turned his head away. He knows that mixed blood is popular among a certain group of people. Those sisters like to ship the protagonist and his enemy. When the two of them fight, those girls always squeal. It's so cute. They are so cute together. Duzi stared at the doujinshi with a serious expression. This pupil is not curious. This is merely the spirit of academic exploration. It has been said before that Duzi looks elite when he puts on airs, especially since he wears glasses that make him look more intelligent. The silly Duzi then gravely opened the book. Huh? Isn't the content is contrary to common sense? In the original book, the protagonist can change into various forms: angel, demon, elf, orc, gnome, human, dragon, and lich. With this many forms, there can be many types of pairings. In 1 week, there won't need to be any duplicates. The bed, earth, sky, sea, forest, cave. Is it really alright to engage in such practices with the lich at the sea of undead souls? P's no problem equals it doesn't matter. A feeling as though something invisible was broken into pieces. Duzi unemotionally pushed up his eyeglasses, looking up at the two moons in the sky, then looking down at the doujinshi again. Duzi felt the urge to send an email to the past. He wanted to suggest that the next doujinshi should be set in outer space because the Earth can no longer stop the invasion of the gay men. Duzi paused and looked up again at the two moons shining brightly. Silent for a while, Duzi tucked the book under his arm, calmly took off his glasses, rubbed them clean, and then put them back on. The yellow and purple moons were still there. The wind sighed across the desolate landscape and over the cold, lonely, and helpless Duzi. December 20th, 2012. The day before the end of the world, a reader crossed over into another world. Attributes: smart appearance, internal stupidity, sundeer, calm on the outside, crazy inside. Equipment: V-neck sweater plus black trousers x1 defense 3, glasses plus headphones x1 sensitive 2, hardcore doujinshi x1 charm 10. Mode of transportation into another world: read hardcore yaoi doujinshi. It's not scientific. As he walked, Shu supported himself with the sickle. He was badly injured. He would be dead now after the night's attack if that piece of metal hadn't transformed into a sickle, capable of cutting through space. He would have died, truly died, without leaving a single trace of himself in the world. Shu swayed as he walked, every step uncertain. His skull and bones rattled as though he was about to fall apart at any moment. He did not know where he could go. This chaotic continent, though quite large, had no place for him. Escape. Why was he trying to escape? I do not want to die. Why don't you want to die? A mocking voice was saying. Why not just die? You know, nobody needs you, everybody wants you dead. Hearing that voice, the soul light in his eye sockets grew dim, soon to be extinguished. He gasped, dragged his feet, and staggered, still desperately walking forward. As he walked, he remembered how everyone looked at him with hatred and malice. He thought of the girl he had rescued. The moment she saw what was under his hood, her face was distorted with hatred, and she said she would rather be defiled by those men than be rescued by him. He thought of the time when he had slaughtered a group of bandits who were raising a village. The rescue team hadn't even hesitated to put the blame on him for destroying the village even when they saw him killing the bandits who had done the deed. He remembered. Daniel said, smiling, "Shoo, sorry, the best thing you can do now is to die. The cruelest thing is not being hopeless but to be given hope, only for that hope to be crushed." The voice said, mockingly, "When you die, everyone will be happy." The faint soul light was pushed to the extreme, and was extinguished for a moment before it suddenly burned brighter. The skeleton stopped, painfully bent his waist and roared silently in his mind. He is not willing to accept it. Why? Why treat him as evil? Why chase him? Why betray him? Why abandon him? If a skeleton could shed tears, the white cheekbones would be stained with scarlet blood. Since the world has deserted him, why can't he abandon the world? That weak thought suddenly appeared and quickly spread like wildfire through his brain. Since everyone thinks that Shu is evil, then, in the darkest part of the night, right before dawn, the knights caught up with Shu. They saw the skeleton, dressed in black robes and holding a sickle, silently laughing like a madman. Catcha catcha. The strange sound was terrifying. Shu stopped laughing, cast one last glance at his enemies, then turned around and staggered into the lost land, the forbidden area of death. When you die, everyone will be happy. But he was unhappy. The skeleton chuckled. So, to make him happy, everybody should die.